Pues bienvenidos a la rueda de prensa de Bob Voulgaris. Os identificáis por favor con nombre y medio para hacer las preguntas y como siempre traduciré yo su respuesta y vuestra pregunta y a la inversa.
No, I just want to give a statement, obviously. Thank you all for coming. Obviously, as you understand, we made a change in coaches. So for me, I'm happy to take some questions. Also, just like to express some gratitude for Dick and all the things he did for the team to get us promoted, help us get promoted. Nothing but respect there. And super excited about the changes and some things we can do better. And yeah, happy to take some questions.
Buenas. No, en primer lugar me gustaría preguntarles si pudiera explicar con más detalle las razones que le han llevado a la destitución de Rationale.
Felt like we had better chance to win with a different coach, to be honest. I'm not someone who's overly reactive, so it had nothing to do with the loss yesterday. This was a decision that was made some time ago, and mostly I was waiting for the right time, and it just seemed like this was the right time. I wanted to do it in person. I was unable to come earlier because of some personal commitments, but now I will be here for the rest of the year, and so it just seems like a perfect opportunity to make a change.
Buenas tardes, Bob o Mitsoku de Onda Cero y Castellón Plaza. ¿Ha habido algún tipo de desencuentro, de discrepancia, más allá de los resultados? ¿Ha habido algo más que haya motivado la decisión que ha tomado de destituir a Dick?
I mean, I think in sports, it's I have an idea of how I want to run a football club and the types of things that I think we can do. And I just honestly didn't think we were getting the most out of our players. I'm just being perfectly honest. I think I have a lot of belief in our players. I have a lot of belief in our approach. And I look at how we started the season and I look at how we are now. And I don't think it's as simple as we have injuries or we're just going through a bad spell. I think the results are one thing, but I think the process of how we're doing things could be improved for sure.
Cervera, Televisión de Castelló. ¿Es la decisión más dura que ha tomado porque usted ya decidió tirar a Rubén Torrecilla y también a Albert Rueda? ¿Es la decisión más dura que ha tenido que tomar y si esta decisión ha sido consensuada con más estamentos deportivos en el club o ha sido personal?
No, of course it's the toughest decision, yeah, because you always hope that things go well, especially this was really the first coaching hire I could make in terms of Albert was hired in the middle of the season. He probably was not a long-term, it was more of a stopgap. So yeah, it was a hard decision. Of course, it's a personal business and it's always tough to see someone you respect leave. But for me, I want people who want to be here long-term, who really believe in the club and have that in mind at all times, and I feel like this allows us to focus on that, and it gives us better opportunities, I think, to prepare maybe a different, just a different energy and feeling around things. I think just the way things that are done could be changed a little bit. That's all. But it was a difficult decision for sure. But difficult in the sense that I knew it had to be done. But it still was difficult in the sense that I felt bad doing it, if that makes sense, because of the personal respect I have for the coach. But for me, it was not difficult when I look at. Is this too much for you?
No.
For me, it was not. When I look at how we approach things, it was not difficult. The difficult part for me was separating the personal from the objective, if that makes sense. An objective, I don't mean the goal. I mean like just being objective about something, being rational about something.
Hola, buenas tardes, Dick. Bob. Quería preguntarte, porque yo recuerdo perfectamente cuando presentaste a Dick Rueda como entrenador del Castellón, la apuesta, ¿no?, por un estilo de juego muy ofensivo que ha representado el entrenador hasta su último momento, quizá a veces suicida, ¿no?, como hemos podido comprobar lamentablemente. ¿Vas a seguir manteniendo esa filosofía? Supongo que sí, ¿no?, con Plat, que va a ser su segundo. Y en ese caso, ¿qué ha pasado para que esa sintonía que había entre vosotros tan estrecha, incluso con la Secretaría Técnica a la hora de tomar decisiones, con la llegada de jugadores, parece ser que ahora no sea la misma y te haya llevado a tomar esa decisión? Gracias.
Now we want to play 5 in the back. No, just kidding. You can translate that if you want. No, nothing has changed really. It's the offensive philosophy will be the same. I think we will, if anything, just focus on some slight tweaks, or maybe just more game to game, how we can anticipate what the teams will do to combat how we play. I think, look, objectively, if I believe in this approach, but I think with this approach, and any approach, you have to put in the work, and you have to continue to want to improve, and you have to continue to want to think about the game critically and think about yourself honestly. I want everybody who's working at the club to always think about how I can get better, what can I do to improve, what am I doing to improve, and that's what I want to focus on.
Víctor de Molins, para Signo Radio Castellón. Le quería preguntar un poco por cómo ha sido esa reunión con Dick Redder y también con Johan Platt, si Johan ha accedido a ser el primer entrenador, si han hablado entre ellos, y qué ves tú que puede cambiar o tiene que tener diferente que tiene Platt y no tiene Dick. Gracias.
Look, the meeting was good. I mean, it's not easy, of course. I don't think he expected it, so it's hard, and I have to have some understanding and empathy for him for that, because nobody wants to get fired from a position, obviously. But I think, I mean, I don't know, how do these things, how you expect it to go? It's not going to be nice. It was very difficult in a lot of different ways. It was emotional. It was, but yeah, it's not easy, but it is what it is. How is their relationship? I mean, it's a working relationship. I think that there's, a lot of times it can be difficult to kind of ascertain what one person's role is at a club unless you're inside the room. So we'll see what happens. I guess you guys will see. I'm very confident in the decision, completely confident. So for me, I'm not worried about how much will change philosophy-wise. How Johan will do compared to Dick, how one will do without the other. I'm not worried about this at all. So.
Quique Rodríguez, de la agencia EFE. Buenas tardes. Ha dicho que hace tiempo que tenía tomada la decisión, pero que ahora era la oportunidad, era el momento. ¿Cuándo tomó esa decisión? ¿La ha compartido con alguien durante ese tiempo? ¿Y cuándo se la comunica a Dick Redder?
The decision was something I was been thinking about for some time, to be perfectly honest. And he was told this morning. If I could have gotten here sooner, there's obviously some situations in Los Angeles, some fires, etc. If I could have got here sooner, it probably would have happened before the game. But it was just too difficult to get here sooner. And I didn't want to disrupt the team for 1 week. So now we have a nice schedule where we can really focus on what we can do from here on to get better.
Sé que le importa poco la opinión de la gente, pero ha sorprendido mucho entre los aficionados la destitución de Bob, de Dick, perdón. Sí. ¿Cómo le puede llegar a explicar a la gente por qué motivos son los que llevan a la destitución del entrenador?
It's not like it's okay, we lost 4 games in a row, but it's I don't know. I mean, I have a duty to the fans to make the best decisions, I think. Yeah, that's my duty. It's I can explain, but at the end of the day, it's a results business. And I think this is the best result for the club. I'm confident in this. How I'm going to explain it, I don't know. Let's watch and find out, I guess. I don't think we've earned the right to do anything without having to explain ourselves. But at the same time, I feel like I'm very confident in this decision, and there's lots of things I would ask fans to be objective about it and to understand that every team is working very, very hard to play against us and prepare against us, and not just against us, but every team. And I did not feel as though our focus was the same at all times. I didn't feel like we were doing our very best to prepare for games. That's my opinion, based on what I'm seeing in terms of match planning and the results and how we're playing, and so yes, it's just good. It's just good to have an opportunity here to not just explain to the fans, but I think give them some level of appreciation for their respect and the freedom they've allowed us to make decisions and support the club, and I hope that continues. And at the end of the day, I hope they have an open mind about it and have confidence, because I do, truly. So, and the other thing I'd like to say is the players that we have and the team that we have, these guys have worked so hard to adapt to a new system last year, to put faith in the coaching staff. Some players lost weight. Some players had to play a style of football they've never played before. And that level of commitment was appreciated, and I think they deserve, just as our fans deserve, but they deserve to make sure that whoever's coaching the team is putting them in the best position to succeed. And I feel like this will help us do that with this change.
Jorge Rodríguez, MediTV, había dicho antes que la decisión la tiene tomada desde hace bastante tiempo. Quería incidir y preguntar sobre qué factor desde ese momento tenía ya en mente para tomar esta decisión y si desde ese momento hasta ahora se han producido otros factores que han alimentado precisamente esta decisión que ha terminado tomando hoy.
No, I just explain it very simply. I don't mean to be to not answer, but it's just I think that we weren't doing everything we could to win football matches. That's basically it. Simple. I think we could have done more, basically. So.
Hola, buenas tardes. Edu Chova, del Mundo Castellón al Día. Quería saber si la apuesta por Johan Platt es una apuesta a largo plazo o no sé si es hasta final de temporada, si para más temporadas. Y hablando también un poco del mercado, ha habido ya 4 incorporaciones. No sé si está previsto que haya más fichajes antes del cierre del plazo y también alguna salida más.
For the transfer window, yeah, we're always looking to improve the team. We have some positions that we're looking at. Some of them, those positions are very difficult to fill based on the style of play we have. As for Johan, it's not a single season. He's here for the duration. So for me, he's the coach of the team for this year. He's coach of the team for next year. There's really no question in that from my perspective. So it's not they have this term interim label. It's not an interim. He's the coach of the team. We're not looking for a different coach. Yeah, he's the coach.
Sí, en cuanto al cuerpo técnico, habrá también algún refuerzo para acompañar a Johan, ahora que sale Dick y parece que también Aris nos seguirá.
Yeah, we're looking to add another bench assistant, someone with a license who can be an assistant because we lost Dick and now the main assistant goes to head coach. Other than that, really no changes. I spoke to Harris today. Harris is someone that I think the club values a lot. Not only for his honesty, but his work ethic and his respect and what perspective he can have. I think for him it's very difficult. He's obviously very loyal to Dick, and he came here for Dick, and he coached for Dick, and so the door is always open for him. And maybe at some point he will decide he wants to come back. But for now, he's taking some time to go back home and spend with his family. So that's how I see it. But aside from that, no other changes. Just maybe adding one more bench assistant. Also, we're promoting Repo, who's the assistant at the B team. He's going to be an assistant for full-time for the team as well. So, and we think he's quite talented and he's very good. And then we'll look to add another assistant for the B team for Pablo.
Imagino que dentro de un ratito conoceremos mejor al nuevo entrenador, al señor Platt, y por supuesto que le deseamos todos los que estamos aquí la mejor de las suertes. Yo quería preguntarle, usted que ha tomado la decisión y es el hombre que las toma, ¿no? ¿Cuál es la diferencia futbolística o qué valor piensa que le va a dar Platt diferente o mejor al de Dick? Y también en relación a la gestión del vestuario, porque nosotros hemos conocido a Dick, que es alguien muy vehemente, ¿no? Con un vocabulario muy directo, y eso a veces en determinadas situaciones tampoco acaba de ser del todo positivo para un vestuario. Entonces, no sé si nos podía dar algún detalle de ese cambio que vamos a empezar a ver a partir de ya mismo en el Castellón.
I think direct is good. I think this is a value that Dick has that's very good. I think the philosophy is the same. I think maybe, I mean, Johan will be here. You can ask him these questions, I guess, but the philosophy is the same. You never really know what someone's going to be like until they're the head coach. But for me, I'm not worried about it. I think his approach to football is quite good. He's very diligent. He works very hard. He's very open-minded. He's always trying to improve. He doesn't assume he always has the right answer. These are values I like. Yeah, I just can't say more about him. He's a family man. He's a good person. The players like him. He's good energy.
8 puntos por encima del descenso, no era una situación preocupante para la mayoría de los humanos. ¿Qué ¿qué tanto por ciento o qué números, usted que es mucho de números, qué números o qué porcentaje cree que tiene el Castellón de llegar a jugar ese playoff? Porque claro, el cambio se hace para ir a mejor, ¿no? Entiendo que es para intentar buscar ese playoff.
I don't know, I haven't looked at it, to be honest. It's not something that, for me, I'm more interested in, are we getting better and are we doing the best to maximize our chances? This year is different than last year because I feel like last year there's more stability just day to day with the team. So it's easier to give like where this percent or that percent. This year it's, are we doing everything to succeed? Are we doing the best job that we can to make sure our players, so I don't know. For me, we never really talk about goals to the outside. I mean, last year our goal was to get promoted. This year we have an interior goal. The players know what the goal is. I know what the goal is. And for the fans, I would just, I would just keep an open mind because anything's possible. And as long as we work hard, I feel like we can achieve great things.
Ciudad Deportiva. No sé si Johan Platt podrá entrenar la temporada que viene ya en la Ciudad Deportiva nueva, si estará o si puede contarnos alguna cosa nueva de la Ciudad Deportiva, porque usted cuando viene aquí no viene para pasear, sino para hacer cosas, ¿no? Entiendo.
Close. No, it's difficult because we have everybody knows that we need a lot of land to achieve our goals. The city council also wants us to have it within the city limits of Castellón. Or I don't know if city limits is the right word, but you understand what I mean. City limits. So, and then you have lots of people who see someone they think to be a rich foreigner and they wonder how much they can squeeze out of him. So it's challenging, but we're hopeful. We hope we can come to an agreement and announce something soon.